Good day, sir. Good day, everyone. So, my report is all about charismatic leaders. So, here's the topic outline. We have what is charismatic leader. So, under this, we have factors differentiating charismatic from non-charismatic leaders. And we have transformational leadership. So, under this, we have several characteristics of transformational leaders. So what is a charismatic leader? So these are individuals who exert especially powerful effects on followers by virtue of their commanding confidence and clearly articulated vision. So when you say charismatic leaders, these leaders are very influential. So pag um, may sinabi sila sa followers nila, they can be easily followed kasi grabe yung charisma na meron sila, like grabe yung confidence na meron sila, kaya madali silang nasusunod. We have researchers have found that charismatic leaders tend to be special in a number of important ways. So in here we have several specific factors to differentiate charismatic leaders from non-charismatic leaders. So we have first, self-confidence. So when you say self-confidence, charismatic leaders are highly confident in their ability and judgment, so otherwise readily become aware of this. So when we say self-confidence, the charismatic leaders, sobra silang confident, kaya hindi mahirap silang i-follow kasi alam nila yung ginagawa nila. Then first, a vision. So a leader is said to have vision to the extent that he or she proposes a state of affairs that improves upon the status quo. So he or she also must be able to clearly articulate that vision and to show willingness to make sacrifices to make it come true. So yung isang charismatic leader, grabe yung vision nila. So dapat yung vision nila or yung vision na meron sila is gusto nilang natutupad yun or nangyayari talaga. So we have extraordinary behavior. So a charismatic leader are frequently unconventional. So their quirky ways when successful elicit admiration. Extraordinary behavior. So when we say extraordinary behavior, hindi sila basta-basta. So the charismatic leaders is sobra yung efforts sa works. So, hindi lang sila ordinary workers or leaders, but they are extraordinary who wants everything or anything to happen. So, recognized as change agents. So, the status quo is the enemy of charismatic leaders. So, they make things happen. So, yun ang sinabi ko kanina. They are extraordinary. So, everything that they want, they make it happen. So, environmental sensitivity. So, charismatic leaders are highly realistic about the constraints imposed upon them and the resources needed to change things. Consequently, they know what they can and cannot. So, the charismatic leaders, sobra silang sensitive sa mga bagay-bagay, especially environmental aspects. So, alam nila kung ano yung kaya nila and alam nila yung mga bagay na hindi. So, as first glance, it is tempting to assume that charismatic leaders are special merely because of the traits they possess. So, however, it also makes sense to look at charismatic leaders as involving a special relationship between leaders and their followers. It is a special kind of leader-follower relationship, and in which a leader can, in the words of one author, make ordinary people do extraordinary things in the face of adversity. So, yung charismatic leaders, hindi nila gusto na parang sila lang yung nag-i-improve, sila lang yung parang napapansin. So, they want their followers to be extraordinary also. Next, we have the transformational leadership. So this is beyond charisma. So what is transformational leader and a transformational leadership? So when you say transformational leader, it is an agent of change who attempts to inspire the members of the organization to aspire to and to achieve more than they thought was possible. So they normally has charisma. So they are motivational. They provide intellectual stimulation to workers and gives individualized consideration. So in ang transformational leader, parang yung members nila hindi lang tinuturuan ng mga bagay-bagay sa isang business. So gusto nila maganda yung mga visions ng mga followers nila, and also they teaches their followers to go beyond and to achieve things more than yung posible na mangyari. And when we say transformational leadership, it emphasizes vision, development of the individual, empowerment of the worker, and the challenging of traditional assumptions. So the transformational leader normally has charisma, so is motivational, provides intellectual stimulation to workers, and gives individualized consideration. Next, we have several characteristics of transformational leaders. So first, they have charisma. So they provide a strong vision in a sense of mission for the company, but charisma alone is insufficient for changing the way an organization operates. So the charisma was first used by Weber. So this is to describe a form of social authority, and stated that transformational leaders derive their legitimacy through their behavior and the character rather than through a formal position, rules, or tradition. So next, they have must provide intellectual stimulation. So when we say must provide intellectual stimulation, they provide individualized consideration by giving followers the support, encouragement, and attention they need to perform their job well. So the leader encourages the followers to think things out on their own and encourages followers to think independently so that the followers become autonomous. Next, we have to provide inspirational motivation. So they clearly communicate the importance of the company's mission and often rely on symbols. So example of this is the pins and slogans, so to have focused their efforts. So inspirational motivation is the degree to which a leader articulates an appealing vision that inspires and motivates others to perform beyond expectations. So leaders who use inspirational motivation have high standards and expectations for their followers. So transformational leaders arouse strong emotions. So they also help transform their followers by teaching them, often serving as mentors. In so doing, transformational leaders seek to encourage followers to do their own thing. So in contrast, charismatic leaders may keep their followers weak and highly dependent on them. A charismatic leader may be the whole show, whereas a transformational leader does a good job of inspiring changes in the whole organization. So sorry if maingay, kasi yung aso ng kapitbahay, maingay talaga siya. So we have the example of transformational leader. So Jack Welch, the former chairman and CEO of General Electric, is another good example of transformational leader. So, why good example na transformational leader si Jack Welch? So, under Welch leadership, so GE had undergone a series of changes with respect to the way it does business. So at the individual level, GE has abandoned its highly bureaucratic ways and now does a better job of listening to its employees. Not surprisingly, so GE has consistently ranked among the most admired companies in its industry in Fortune magazine's annual survey of corporate reputations. So that's all for my report, and this is the reference.